1,000 calories of potato chips. Just this little bowl here. If you eat this every week, just in a week, this is less than a bag of potato chips, and you don't burn it off, over the course of a year, you'll gain 15 pounds. And you'll have toxic hunger that forces you to keep eating more. Now, you're all nodding your heads like this to each other for a good reason, because you've lived it. This is 1,000 calories of nutrient-dense vegetables. Same amount of calories. Look at this, same amount. Which one's going to keep fuller? According to that chart Dr. Fuhrman just shared with us, the more of these you eat, the more you're going to lose weight. In fact, you did a study, I'd love you to talk to folks about this, where you put people on this diet, the one we're talking about, for 1 week. For 1 week, the people eat the nutrient-dense foods like this said that it killed their toxic hunger.
That's right. The average person loses about 10 pounds the very first week. You know, a lot of that's fluid, but of course it gets them going. They know how to keep the weight, keep it going, and it starts them off on filling their body with nutrients, taking away the cravings, shakiness, weakness, stomach cramps, headaches, what I call toxic hunger. The nutrient levels take away that drive to overeat. They couldn't sustain a diet in the past because they were always driven to eat more food.
Well, you said 10 pounds in a week. And again, you did put the caveat in there that some of that's fluid loss, but I usually recommend 1, maybe at most 2 pounds a week. How do we know that it's safe for folks to lose more weight than that just in a week?
Well, that's the thing here, is because now they're not eating fake food, junk food, processed food. They're eating real food full of micronutrients and getting all their nutrient needs met.
All right. So Sabrina is from our audience today going to join us. And according to my records, you want to lose weight fast. Is that correct?
I do.
Wow. I'm glad you're meeting Dr. Fuhrman. Now, have you ever tried the crash diet before?
I have not crashed. Actually, I have tried crash dieting, but I find that what happens when I crash diet, I eat very well for 2 or 3 days. I lose 2 or 3 pounds, go back to the weekend eating my type of food, island food, rice, potatoes, meat, everything smothered, gravy, and by the time the weekend comes around, I'm 7 pounds heavier than I was before. I don't understand it.
All right, so we're going to get you there, and we're going to do it in 1 week for you and everybody else, and you're not going to gain weight in this program. In fact, I've seen too many of my patients that Dr. Fuhrman's taking care of.
Wow.
They come back and say, I'm not hungry anymore. That's the important part here.
I'm always hungry.
I know, and that's a toxic hunger. That's a thing. I'm glad you said that. I can see it in your eyes. You're always hungry.
I'm always hungry.
You're going to start chomping through some of this stuff. So Dr. Fuhrman's got 3 simple steps that we all have to get clear on this, right?
Okay.
And this is for anyone who wants to slim down in a week. They're essential tips. Tip number 1 is that you have to follow the 90-10 rule every day. Dr. Fuhrman, please explain.
That's right. The 90-10 rule means you have to fill up, eat lots of these foods. Of course, these foods like fruits and vegetables, beans, seeds, mushrooms, eating a lot of these natural plant foods, and eating 10% of these sweets, you know, of course, meats, dairy, eggs, keeping to a lower amount, just 10% of total intake, so you can fill up on the foods that fill you up.
Okay, so we're going to walk you through the 7-day program. We'll do it day by day. The 7-day crash diet starts off with automating a breakfast that is light and lean. So walk us through what you've got for breakfast here.
That's right. You're going to have foods that are light and lean and great tasting, but of course, like oatmeal with fresh fruit and seeds and nuts on them. And of course, you're not eating the heavy protein food. You're not going to be in the dairy, the cereal with the milk on top in the morning. You're starting out your day with foods that aren't going to overwork your body. So you're still in that weight, you're just still dropping weight as the day goes on. The mode, it keeps the detox mode going.
Okay, and I've tried the oatmeal thing, but I have to put sugar on it. Is that a no-no?
Well, you have those natural sugars from the fresh fruits.
You said sugar.
I did.
When we talk about toxic hunger. Look at her smile. She just lit up when she said sugar. Well, sugar is one of those things that drives toxic hunger.
Okay.
Fruit has some sugar in it, but it's natural sugar. It's real sugar. You can't add extra sugar to it. That'll sabotage you. You'll come back looking for more food. All right, so we've automated breakfast. Sabrina, explain to all of us what a typical lunch would be in one of these weight-gaining weeks that you described earlier.
Not this.
Not this.
It would be something, again, rice, curry chicken, brown stew chicken, fried chicken.
Fried Fried chicken. All right, Dr. Fuhrman, explain.
Is she telling people how to gain weight as fast as they can?
Well, we do that on our own pretty well.
What explains this?
The belly-blasting bean lunch will be the diet that's going to help you get there. So explain this lunch.
That's right. You know, beans are the dieter's best friend. They help the fat melt off your body.
Okay.
But here's the point, is that beans melt fat off the body in 4 key ways. Number 1, they make you feel filled up. Number 2, they lower your insulin, which is the fat storage hormone.
Right.
Number 3, they're full of resistant starch. And the 4th one is, of course, that the beans themselves turn into a fatty acid called butyrate that accelerates fat loss and fat burn from the body. So you like it's just like they're incredible.
All right, now,
wonderful.
That's lunch. Dinner time
That's
is all
lunch.
about a lean, green, skinny supper.
So in this case, here's a delicious pizza. a delicious pita pizza made with a whole box of chopped broccoli, or you can put spinach on it, and a delicious eggplant roll-up. And of course, it's going to accelerate the fat burning from your body.
All right, so listen, if you eat this, you will lose weight. These meals will naturally take you in that 7-day crash diet in the direction you want to go. But you also want to kickstart the fat blasting element into high gear. That's why step 2 is so important.
Okay.
Step 2 is about using a secret weapon. We've not talked about this before in the show. We're going to eat bombs. We're talking about berries, onions, and mushrooms. B-O-M, bombs. Joe, why are these so important?
That's right, bombs, berries, onions, and mushrooms. Of course, they have properties that blast the fat off your body. Oh. Berries, of course, berries have anthocyanins. They keep insulin down. They keep your glucose levels down. The onions and the mushrooms, of course, have certain compounds that prevent fat from being fed with blood vessels. The fat can't get the nutrients it needs, and fat promotes the fat melting away from your body. So you want to eat these every day, and of course, you eat berries with your breakfast, onions with your lunch, mushrooms with your dinner, or you can switch it around. In other words, try to eat some of these every day.
All right.
Doable?
I can do that.
Okay, no. We talked about how to eat correctly for that 7-day diet blasting approach. To really burn off the fat quickly, you have to also drink the right stuff. And you're going to drink from now on these skinny shakes. This is step 3 of Dr. Fuhrman's plan.
Looks delicious.
We're going to make a delicious shake, and we're going to have foods that really are going to help you lose weight and are great for your health. So in this case, we're going to use 4 ounces of pomegranate. So here's 4 ounces, and an equal amount of water we would put in the shake. Do you have any water there? And we're putting a cup of strawberries, and a squeeze of lemon, and we'd put a little water. You could put ice cubes in there. We could turn the blender on and make a fantastic shake. Okay. And here's the thing: the strawberries, as you know,
it's fast too, which I want to point out. This doesn't take very much time to make. No,
so no sugar.
She's incorrigible. No sugar.
It's very good.
Thanks. It tastes great, but these have anti-inflammatory effects to reduce free radicals. Your body's not holding on to toxins to help dilute this fluid in your body, to help makes the fat swell. So you get rid of the toxins, the free radicals. You take in the strawberries and lemon, which lower your insulin, lower the glucose rotating through your system, and you're able to drink, not be hungry, have something satisfying.
Wonderful. And working out along with doing this will get even a faster result, yes?
A little bonus tip here. So funny you would ask that. So Dr. Fuhrman, clever as he is, diabolically wise about weight loss, because again, he's taken care of 20,000 people and gotten the kind of success we showed earlier.
Yes.
With this 7-day crash diet program, you're going to eat right, you're going to drink the right stuff, you're going to take advantage of these bombs to burn up, but there's one thing you are not going to do. You're not going to exercise.
No?
No. Sounds radical, doesn't it?
Yes, extremely.
Dr. Fuhrman, explain why this works.
Well, exercise just is not needed. Because you know why most people doing this program? They're feeling sickly. They're not feeling strong. They're not energized. They eat this way, they flood the body with nutrients, and they feel energized. The weight starts to pour off them. You can't stop them from exercising now because they exercise because they feel like exercising. They want to exercise. So the point is, get healthier and feel better first.
Okay. And then we start the exercise regimen.
That's it, right.
Okay.
Listen, it's not as easy as it looks to do this, folks. And you know what? This is the most effective diet I've personally ever seen.
Oh, good.
It is the way that people who have lost weight for long periods of time seem to generally get there. And then for the rest of the time, you'll slow down and be on something that's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Right?
Wonderful.
Thank you very much and good luck. All right, now when we come back, I want you to meet some of the women who lost hundreds of pounds on this plan and find ways to reprogram their taste buds. You won't believe how easy it is to do. Stay with us. The hardest part of any diet is curbing your cravings. So who better to learn from than women who've already done it? 3 women who followed Dr. Joel Fuhrman's diet plan are here to show us what they did to tame their temptations and help them lose hundreds of pounds. First up is Susan, who curbed her craving for salty and crunchy food. Now here's Susan now, 210 pounds lighter. Susan, come on out. I mean, you look amazing.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to meet you.
I mean, look at this. I mean, it's so cool. It's so remarkable. I mean, how did you do it? How did you lose 200 pounds?
I did Dr. Fuhrman's program, Eat to Live, finally, after, many years of trying to find my own way. So I gave in.
Explain to me how you beat the cravings for salts. That's one of the ones that holds people back so much.
Well, one of my great go-to snacks is my Italian chickpea popcorn. It's very easy to make. It's
Chickpea popcorn.
Chickpea popcorn. Say that 3 times fast.
So how do you make it?
Well, it's very easy. It just takes 1 can of chickpeas that I rinse and I dry them. I put the oven on about 350, get it nice and hot. And I spice it up with some oregano, some cumin, some garlic, a little bit of pepper, tiny little bit of olive oil just to give it a toss. And it's in the oven for about 45 minutes.
This is really good.
Yeah, it's great.
How'd you figure it out?
Well, you know, I eat a lot of chickpeas, and I'm always trying to find something new to do with them, so...
This is very smart. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is Jasmine with the secrets she used to curb her cravings for fattening foods. Now, here's a photo of Jasmine before she learned to reprogram her taste buds. And here's Jasmine, 91 pounds lighter. Come on out, Jasmine. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You do look spectacular. So explain to me how you dealt with the cravings that you had for some of those unhealthy carbs so many of us want.
Well, the good thing is I don't get cravings too often, but when I do, I have my cheesy pasta supreme. It's all vegan. It's incredible, but I use quinoa pasta, so it's loaded with protein and nutrients. It's really good for you, unlike white flour pasta, which makes you want to keep eating. The trick to this is you put loads of greens and tomatoes on it, and it really fills you up.
Is it hard to find quinoa pasta?
It's not. It's about the same price as traditional pasta. You could get it at most health food stores, about, I would say, $2 a box.
Oh, this is what I love about this. You become the world expert, honestly, in figuring out how to beat carb cravings. Because you went through it, you lived it.
Yes,
you were
I
up
did.
there at 10 o'clock at night, you just can't hold yourself back and go for the wrong stuff. You figured it out.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank
you very
you.
much. All right, next up is Emily, whose secret helped curb her cravings for sweets. And here's a photo of Emily before she learned to curb her sweet tooth. And here's Emily, 102 pounds lighter. Emily, come on out. I don't know what to even say. You don't look like the same person.
I am.
That's
me.
You look 30 years younger. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, that's harsh maybe to the before picture, but how do you do that? How do you look that much younger? What failed before that worked now?
You know, for 20 years, when I was obese, and I was just always severely addicted to food, and this was the one time that I could actually eat. Instead of not eating, I was always dieting. I say I dieted myself to obesity.
You said something so profoundly true, that you dieted yourself to obesity.
I really did.
Folks, I hear that. You don't say those words, but that's what I'm often hearing when you're telling me your stories of how you tried to diet. So what was your secret to cutting back on the cravings you had for sweets?
Well, I ate lots of high nutrient foods. I put lots of greens in me and lots of beans and nuts and seeds, and the cravings just went away. But when you want something sweet, there are like the bean brownies. It sounds gross.
Is that what this is?
Yes. They're made with beans and dates and a little bit of vanilla extract, and you bake it on parchment paper. That's the secret to baking.
Well, I would eat those in a second. They're good.
No, they take, that little, after a meal, after you're done eating a meal, just to have a little bit of sweet like that.
And you have to have ice cream with brownies. Is that ice cream?
Yes. You put frozen bananas in a high-speed blender, and you make sure they're ripe, though. Don't use green bananas. And a little bit of frozen blueberries and walnuts, and it tastes just like soft-serve ice cream. Perfect way to end a meal.
You have cracked the code. You all have. I think you all with Dr. Fuhrman have done this. I would eat this readily over the regular alternative of brownies and ice cream.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You all look spectacular. All right. My 7-day crash diet and all these recipes can be found on DrOz.com. Check it out and spread the word. Up next, brittle nails, calluses, or dandruff are driving you nuts. I got the crazy fixes that you have to see to believe. You won't want to miss this. You look like a different person.